seen all that Paris has to offer? Think again. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden gems of Paris, places that most tourists miss but are totally worth your time. Millions of people visit Paris every year to see the famous sights, but the real magic is often found in the less well-known places. What if I told you that there are hidden gems in Paris that even many locals love? These hidden gems are hidden behind the Eiffel Tower and the Champs-Élysées. Some of these hidden gems are peaceful gardens and strange museums. They will show you a side of Paris that isn't always shown in travel books. These places will make your trip to Paris unforgettable, whether you're an adventurous tourist, a foodie, or someone who just wants to see more of the city than the usual sights. Let's check out these secret parks, strange museums, one-of-a-kind neighborhoods, and unexpected restaurants that show off the city's real charm. Most people don't know this, but Paris has hidden green escapes that even some locals overlook. Paris is famous for its famous landmarks and busy tourist spots, but if you go a little further off the beaten road, you'll find quiet places that most people miss. The Promenade Plantée is a secret gem. It is a park built on top of an old railroad track. This rich green path goes for almost 5 kilometers and is a wonderful place to take a walk away from the busy city streets. It's a wonderful place to enjoy nature without a lot of people because it's lined with trees, flowers, and chairs. In the spring, you can walk through flower beds, and in the fall, you can enjoy the colors of the leaves as they change. It's a quiet spot in the middle of Paris that most tourists don't even know about, perfect for people who want to get away from the normal noise and chaos of the city. Parc des Buttes-Chaumont is another hidden gem in Paris. There are a lot of people in famous parks like Jardin de Luxembourg and Tuileries, but this park is much more peaceful. Parc des Buttes-Chaumont is tucked away in the 19th arrondissement. It has a lake, steep rocks, and waterfalls. With its winding trails and hidden caves, it feels like a separate world. The Temple de la Sibylle, a small Roman-style temple perched on top of a cliff with amazing views of Paris, is one of the park's best features. People from the area often go to the park to have picnics, jog, or just enjoy the peace and quiet it offers. Enjoy some peace and quiet away from the crowds and see how the people of Paris spend their free time. These hidden parks are beautiful because they show a different side of Paris. They are slower, calmer, and great for people who want to get away from the normal tourist spots. These places are great if you want to get away from the noise and chaos of one of the world's busiest towns in peace. These spots are often missed by tourists, but if you take the time to see them, you'll have a unique and wonderful time in Paris. Think you've seen all the museums Paris has to offer. Everything you knew about Parisian museums is wrong if you're skipping these quirky, hidden gems. Most guests must see the Louvre and the Musée d'Orsay, but there are other, less well-known museums with just as interesting artifacts. The Musée de la Chasse et de la Nature is one of these places. This museum isn't like other ones. It has strange collections of taxidermy animals, one-of-a-kind works of art, and even modern installations that are all about hunts and nature. Modern art and historical items are displayed in a way that makes the museum feel more like a curiosity cabinet. The space is cozy and makes you think. There are surrealist paintings and old hunting guns for sale. It gives you a strange, almost magical experience that is both educational and wildly enjoyable. There won't be many people here. It's just a place where art and nature meet in strange ways. The Musée des Arts Forains is another secret gem. It is a museum of art from fairs and old amusement rides. This museum is hidden away in a quiet part of the city. It tells a wonderful story about the history of carnival games and rides. The collection has beautiful old carousels, carnival booths with detailed paintings, and even a number of hands-on activities that people can try for themselves. The building that houses the museum used to hold wine, and the mood inside is a mix of nostalgia and fun. You can ride an old merry-go-round or play old fair games, which will make you feel like a kid again. It's not at all like going to the usual art places that a lot of people in Paris visit. These strange museums show a fun and different side of the city that most people never see. These places will give you a unique look into Paris's rich and varied culture if you're looking for something different from the usual museum tours. You can see Paris through a whole new lens when you visit these strange and beautiful secret gems. I remember my first visit to Paris. I thought I had seen it all until I stumbled upon neighborhoods that felt like hidden worlds within the city. One of these areas is La Butte aux Cailles, a cozy village-like spot that is rarely visited by tourists. This neighborhood is hidden from the main tourist routes and has cute streets with independent cafes, bright murals, and street art that shows how the people live. La Butte aux Cailles is like going back in time. Life moves more slowly there, and you can enjoy a coffee without having to deal with a lot of tourists. The area is also known for its small art shops and markets, where you can buy handmade goods and one-of-a-kind souvenirs, while taking in the laid-back atmosphere of this part of Paris. Belleville is another area with a quite different vibe. Even though it's not as well known as places like Montmartre, Belleville is a mixed hub with a lot of life. There are local food markets, art shops, and beautiful views on its streets that are on par with the best views in Paris. One of the city's best views is at the top of Parc de Belleville, where you won't find the crowds that make Montmartre so popular. Belleville also has a great art scene. Graffiti and street art are all over the city, giving the area an edgy urban feel. Food from Asia, the Middle East, and North Africa can be found in this area, which is great for people who love to eat. These areas of Paris show a side that most people don't see. You must see the famous landmarks, but La Butte aux Cailles and Belleville give you a real look at Parisian life, away from the normal tourist traps. When you explore these places, you feel like you're finding the real Paris that's hidden beneath the surface. These areas give you a deeper, more personal view of the city, whether you're just walking around the narrow streets or stopping at a local cafe. Did you know some of Paris's best culinary experiences are hidden in plain sight, far away from the crowded tourist restaurants? You usually think of fancy restaurants with views of the Eiffel Tower when you think of eating in Paris. But if you go off the beaten path, you'll find food that's just as good as what you'll find in the popular cafés. Le Train Bleu, a grand and fancy restaurant in the Gare de Lyon train station, is one of these secret gems. The location is so unassuming that most tourists don't even notice that it hides a historic dining experience. With its beautiful frescoes on the walls and roof, it feels like walking into a royal dining hall. It was the food. The food is classic French, but the quality is higher than you might expect from a restaurant in a train station. If you enjoy a delicate foie gras or a perfectly cooked steak, you will never forget the experience. Go to Rue des Rosiers in the middle of Le Marais for something less formal but just as memorable. The authentic falafel stands, and Jewish bakeries on this small street make it popular in the area. Las du Falafel is a wonderful place to get falafel. The long line of locals is proof that you're in the right place. But this busy street has more than just falafel. It also has some of the best Jewish sweets in the city, like rugelach and challah bread. You can grab your food to go and walk around the lively neighborhood, stopping to try tasty treats along the way. This will take you on a culinary adventure in one of the city's oldest neighborhoods. These little-known restaurants show that Paris is more than just its well-known high-end restaurants. If you're ready to go off the beaten path, you'll find tastes and experiences that are just as memorable, if not more so, than the fancy restaurants that everyone goes to. You'll be glad you found these secret gems, from the grand elegance of Le Train Bleu to the cozy authenticity of Rue des Rosiers. Next time you're in Paris, skip the tourist traps and experience these hidden gems. You'll leave with stories and experiences that most tourists never discover. Whether it's serene parks, quirky museums, unique neighborhoods, or hidden foodie spots, these places offer a richer, more authentic Paris experience. By taking the time to explore these lesser-known spots, you'll uncover a Paris that most visitors will never know. These hidden gems provide a deeper connection to the city and its culture. giving you experiences that are both personal and unforgettable. So, the next time you're planning a trip to Paris, remember to wander off the well-trodden paths and embrace the charm of the city's hidden treasures. If you enjoyed this guide, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hidden travel gems.